I make no apology for making a huge effort to welcome refugees from Syria.
They are very happy here. Today they are first day to school. I told him, why did you bring them here? He says they are gone to school.
Well, that's
So
important. Yeah, they should stay at school, right?
Yeah. They are very, they were very much fast adapting. They really adapt themselves in the school very quickly.
Well, that's
and they
wonderful.
start
And how long have you been here?
3 weeks.
3
We
weeks.
arrived on the family day, February 15th. That's the date we arrived. Thank you very much, Mr. Arif.
Well, that's wonderful.
Perfect, you know.
And it's good. I mean, I'd like to meet your children, but in a way, it's good they stayed in school.
Today they got to school.
Yeah.
They all got to school.
Yes, in fact, we are getting a great help from Pramila United Church.
Okay.
They helped us a lot on doing our settlement. They did a great job on registering our kids in the school, doing their assessments in the welcome center, doing the medical checkup, the all health numbers, everything.
Well, that's wonderful. I think you got much of that right at the airport, right?
Yes, we got the initial documents in the airport, but we proceed further with all the rest of the documents.
Well, we had what we called one-stop shopping at the airport. Just in case the media didn't hear, this gentleman is a newly arrived refugee 3 weeks ago.
Yep.
With a family with 5 children. And I'd like to meet the children, but they're all in school, which is, I guess, where they ought to be.
Yeah, absolutely. We would love to bring them, but because of the schools.
Nearly 3 weeks before the election, we were here in this Brampton Centre my riding. Prime Minister, our Honourable Right Prime Minister Justin Trudeau, he was here, he made some announcements at Advance Boulevard. And those announcements were regarding citizenship, immigration and refugee. And with the idea to fulfill those which we promises we made, today we will hear again from our Honourable Minister, who is here to make is very important information, to give you important information and make the announcements which are going to be tabled into the House of Commons today. So here I present you Honourable John MacCallum Minister, Immigration, Refugee and Citizenship.
Well, thank you, Ramesh, and good morning, everybody. Let me just say what Ramesh said, that I'm really, really pleased and honored to be here at the Brampton Multicultural Community Center, because I think this center typifies what we are trying to do with immigrants, with refugees, to not only bring the refugees in, but help to settle them down and launch them for success, and the same with other newcomers. And just earlier I met with one refugee, individual who's been here 3 weeks, has 5 children and a wife. The children wanted to come, but they're at school. So first things first, I'm glad they're at school. It was a pleasure to meet with him, and I congratulate the center for welcoming, I believe, 15 refugee families, which has been a huge amount of work for which we are all very grateful. I am committed to help strengthen our compassionate, open, generous, and welcoming country through the immigration system, and to opening Canada's doors to those who want to contribute to our country's success. That commitment flows from the mandate that I was given by the Prime Minister several months ago, and it is reflected in the Levels Plan, which we are announcing today. This plan will result in Canada welcoming between 280,000 and 305,000 permanent residents in 2016. Thank you. This is a notable increase from the annual planning range that has been in place in recent years. Indeed, it is the highest number of projected immigrant admissions put forth by the Government of Canada in modern times. Our plan will improve processing times, and backlogs will go down in our different immigration categories, including those for spouses, partners and children, and parents and grandparents, because we will be able to welcome more people to Canada. The 2016 Immigration Levels Plan is grounded in this shared conviction and in our history of compassion. It outlines a significant shift in immigration policy towards reuniting more families, building our economy, and upholding Canada's humanitarian tradition to resettle refugees and offer protection to those in need. Let me go through each of these areas in more detail. The Levels Plan reflects the greater emphasis we are placing on reuniting families. So in 2016, we are planning for 75,000 to 82,000 admissions in the family class, which consists of spouses, partners, and children, parents, and grandparents. This plan sends a message about the importance of family. While we work to support strong middle-class families, we know the value of keeping families together, including immigrant families. And there is social value to this, as well as an economic value that benefits all society. The processing times are much too high, and through the actions we are taking today, we will begin the very important process of reducing those processing times in coming years. Of course, we also know that immigration is critical to Canada's economic future. That's why the economic immigration class will continue to account for the majority of all immigration admissions in 2016, with 151,200 to 162,400 admissions planned. While that figure is down somewhat over 2015, it is in line with economic immigration admissions over recent years. Indeed, from 2005 to 2014, the average admission level in the economic classes was 154,544, and this year's plan is very much consistent with that historical range. It's also worth noting that numbers in the economic class include family members of principal applicants, and that immigrants in all classes make meaningful contributions to our economy and our communities. In other words, it's not just the economic class members who get jobs and work. It is also very much the case that family members and refugees also contribute to the Canadian economy through employment. We will also welcome many more people seeking refuge from conflict and war, as we have done over the past several months and will continue to do for Syrian refugees. We will be consulting far and wide for the 2017 Immigration Levels Plan, beginning this month with our partners in the provinces and territories, with whom I'll be meeting early next week, and also followed by public consultations.
The renewal of PR cards are really taking a long time. And they are very frustrated people saying that we are staying here, we are paying taxes, and the government focuses more on refugee settlement.
Well, first of all, you say we care more about refugees. I make no apology for making a huge effort to welcome refugees from Syria. You have to understand that this refugee crisis in Syria is the worst the world has seen in decades. It's tearing Europe apart. Europe is in a state of crisis over it. It is something to which the whole world has to respond. And I am proud that we in Canada have taken a leading role in this, and our message has gone around the world. At a time when other countries are closing their doors or becoming more reluctant to accept refugees, we in Canada are sending the opposite message. Yes, we care about security and health, and we check that carefully. But subject to that, we are welcoming these new refugees into our country. I just met one a few minutes ago today, and I am sure they will all do very well. So I do not apologize. I am proud of the fact that we have committed to 25,000 government-assisted refugees. But to answer your question, yes, I am aware that the time it takes to get permanent resident cards renewed is too high. I have talked to my officials about that. They are finding ways to bring that time down very significantly, because I know it is a huge challenge. It is a huge pain for permanent residents who should be treated very well in this country. And the fact that they are forced to wait so long to renew their permanent resident cards is definitely something we will have to work very hard to improve.
Hello, Minister.
Hello.
My question is for skilled workers who immigrates to Canada. There's a lot of immigrants, like doctors, for example. You probably have heard these questions before, but doctors in particular and engineers, they need like at least 2 years to do exams, and they may pass, they may not, and they become out of job for like 2 years. What can be done for those skilled workers, and why are they unable to find jobs quickly?
Okay, this has been an issue in Canada for many, many years. The challenge for us is that this is entirely under provincial jurisdiction. I don't want to sound as if I'm making excuses, but it is a fact that under the Constitution, the professional associations, the doctors, the accountants, the engineers, all of those people are under provincial jurisdiction. So restrictions on their ability to work really have to be dealt with by provincial governments. We will work with provinces to encourage them to do that, because I understand your point, and it is very frustrating and counterproductive when highly skilled people come here and are not able to work in their own fields. But this is not something under our jurisdiction, but we will work with provincial counterparts to try to improve it.